Boy, happy Sunday. I just want to say happy Sunday for those of you that are watching. As you can see, today's title, the message I'm doing today is Vulnerability is for the Strong. Vulnerability is for strong people. And let me tell you why. First off, those that don't know me, my name is Coach Amber Nicole. I'm a relationship and mental health coach. Let me tell you why vulnerability is only for strong people. What I've found is the majority of the people who know how to be vulnerable are those who know how to, number one, forgive. And forgiveness is very hard for some people. So only the strong know how to forgive, because most people rather hold on to their offense, hold on to, well, they did this and they did that. I can't forgive them. It was too hard. The things we went through was too much. I can't forgive them. Vulnerability is for strong people. Vulnerability is something that is for you. It helps you connect with people. It helps you be the best version of yourself. It helps you show up and not let people on the outside of you determine how you're supposed to be. If when we are vulnerable that we are actually courageous. Exactly. It takes courage to be vulnerable. Most people don't know how to do it. Most people struggle with it. Most people struggle with showing up and being their most authentic self. Most people don't even know how to forgive. Let me tell you what most forgiveness is. I see this so many in my coaching. It's crazy. My people would come to me, my clients would come to me, and I'd be like, well, have you forgiven that man that mistreated you? Did you forgive them? Yeah, I forgive him. I let him go and blah, blah, blah. And I would say, okay, well, would you be able to walk past him and feel nothing when you see him? Well, I don't know about that. Well, do you want him to be happy? No, I want him to be miserable. Well, why? Well, he made my life miserable. Well, then you haven't forgiven him. You say you forgive out of your mouth, but forgiveness means I want him to have the best life he possibly can. Maybe he can't have that life with me, but he can have that life with somebody else. And so being vulnerable, you have to learn how to be courageous. You have to learn how to forgive the people who hurt you. You have to be discerning on who to be vulnerable with. What I found is that a lot of people desire and want love so bad at some point in their life that they gave their heart to the wrong person. God says, guard your heart, but you gave it to the wrong person and you were so open and vulnerable with the wrong person that now you got to this space where you're like, I can't trust people. But what you're really saying is you can't trust your own judgments. You can't trust yourself, because it's really not people. Because if it was people, you would be able to discern and take the time to sit and learn whether this person could be trustworthy or not. And so being vulnerable, there's a level of strength that it takes. Most people are too weak to be vulnerable. Most people don't know how to let go of the things that people did to them. Let me tell you a clear sign that you know that you are able to be vulnerable, open, and also be able to be receptive to certain things. If someone comes up to you, man or woman, doesn't matter who you are, and they say to you, women should be taken care of, catered to. Men need to learn how to be more caring to women and more covering to women. Men need to learn how to be more protective. If your response is well, women need to learn how to blah, 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 blah. If that's your response, then you're not ready to be vulnerable and open and listen, because you're so focused on the other person, on what women need to do first, that you're not hearing. But if you're the man who says, well, if the woman needs me to care for her more, it needs me to be a better covering, can you show me in how to do that? That's the person that's willing to be vulnerable and open and learn and change and be the shift in the world, because he's willing to open up his eyes. Now, this goes both ways, right? Women need to learn how to be more soft. Women need to learn how to watch their tone when they're talking to men. There's things we need to learn too. Are you the woman who says, well, I need to be with a man who shows me that I can be soft with him? Well, I need to be with a man who allows me to be safe with him. I'm not saying that's not important. But what I am saying is, as the woman, are you able to say, okay, well, what do I need to do for him? How do I be more soft? How do I show up and watch my tone? So many of us are so focused on the other person that you can't even hear what you can do to be the change. What I try to teach all of my clients is that you be the change. Stop focusing on what she needs to do and what he needs to do, and the relationships will be better if men knew how to do this, and relationships would do better if these women knew how to do this. All of this jive talk, all that does is it keeps you from holding your own self accountable because you're always focused on the other person. But let me tell you what that puts you in when you're focused on the other person. It puts you in a position of being not able to make decisions for yourself. You're allowing the whole outside world control who you are. You're actually in no control at all when you're saying that that woman needs to learn how to be something before you can be a better man. You're focused on everything else that she needs to do. Do you know why the Bible says when man finds wife, he finds the good things and finds favor in the Lord? I know that's a Bible verse and a lot of us say it and we talk about it, but do you know why that Bible verse is there? Do you know why he made that Bible verse? Well, for those of you that don't know, let me enlighten you. The reason why God made that Bible verse, the reason what he meant is when he said that is because God made women with so much love, with so much care. And it's for men, it's more difficult to be soft and loving and caring. But for us, it's our nature to be that way. So when you find a wife and you find favor, it's because you get a love and a covering that only a woman can give to you. You can't get that same covering from another man. Oh, my shirt, it says Black Voters Matter. But so women know how to be that way. Now, I'm not saying all women. Know that when I talk, I'm not saying all men and all women. I'm talking about a specific set of women, a specific set of men. If the message for you is for you, if it's not, it's not. I never say all men know how to do this and all women know how to do that. That's not the point. I'm talking about women who know how to love, who know how to be nurturing, who know how to be caring. That's how God made us. However, there are some that don't, and I'm not speaking to them. I'm speaking to the women who do know how, right? So the reason why God said you find favor from the Lord when you find a wife is because you find a woman who gives something to you, a love that you can't receive anywhere else. It's impossible because God made us this way. God made us loving and caring. He made men that way too, but you guys show your love in another way. You guys show your love in the protection, the providing, the caring, the love, the covering. It's just not the same, right? So another thing is because God made men to be protectors. I'm not saying that women can't protect, because I protect my sons by any means necessary. But I am saying that there's a level of protection that God made you. The problem that I am finding in so many men and so many women today is that you are not taking your position on the earth and doing what you were called to do. You rather deflect, not take accountability, look at everybody else, not get the coaching and the healing. I done a study a couple years back, and the study showed that 45% of people, 45%, this is big, of people who struggle with mental health illness do not get help. Who struggle with something do not get help. You don't get coaching, you don't get therapy. So the abuse that you dealt with as a child, the neglect that you dealt with, the sexual trauma that you've endured, your parents being drug addicts, your lack of love that you received growing up, all of those things that majority of us went through, some sort of trauma we've endured, you've not learned how to manage, how to get the help you needed, how to move forward in that, and how to continuously love and be respect you the way you didn't think they would. And I'm not saying that it's okay to do that. I'm saying we are human beings and we're gonna mess up. But if you don't learn to be forgiving and loving, if you don't get the healing you need, we will continuously go in this world and be unhealthy and have unhealthy relationships. And I'm trying to do everything I can, guys, literally everything I can, to be number one, to be the light in the world, to be the one that smiles and not just positive and not just always everything's amazing. I just sat there and told you I was in a domestic violence relationship for almost just positive and not just always everything's amazing. I just sat there and told you I was in a domestic violence relationship for 10, almost 11 years. My life has not been peachy. I've been through a lot of stuff. You go back on my page, you can see some of the other things I've struggled with. But what I've done is I've learned to take accountability for my life. I've learned to be vulnerable with the people who I needed to be vulnerable with. I learned that vulnerability is a strength. And vulnerability doesn't mean me giving everybody my story. It doesn't mean sharing everything with everybody. That's not what vulnerability is. Vulnerability means the select few people that I trust being able to be open and honest with. That means me being able to give parts of my story to you guys because I've learned to be vulnerable with social media, but not telling everything that's going on in my life because there's some things I'm just private about. It's none of your business, right? But that doesn't mean I'm hiding. It just means there's things that's personal, that's safe to me that I don't need to share with the world. And so my message for you was more so today is that vulnerability is strong. It takes a strength to learn to be vulnerable with the specific people that you need to be vulnerable with. It takes trusting yourself, which means you learn to trust your own judgments. It takes not making excuses. Vulnerability and real relationships go hand in hand. You will not be able to have a lasting, long connection with anybody until you learn to be vulnerable, until you learn to be open, until you learn to love without limits. And what I mean by that is I don't mean going and just sharing your love with the world. No, what I mean is that you are not letting other people control how you choose to love and how you choose to live your life. It means being your most authentic self, whoever that is. Not the person that was hurt, but the person that is healed, whole, and lacking nothing. My prayer for you today is that you find the person or find the people that you can be vulnerable and open with and share your most inner parts of you, that they don't judge you, and that you learn to heal and be whole, and that you get help or coaching. Because we all need some level of help. We all need some level of coaching. Hell, even as a coach, I still have a coach. I have to get more and more wisdom every day. I'm growing daily. I still get therapy. Now, at this point, therapy is not necessarily for me to heal all these areas it's really for me to maintain where I'm at, to continue on this path of healed, whole, lacking nothing. So I don't go back into those dark spaces because I was there before and I never want to go back there again. And so I hold myself to a high standard, which is why the people in my life I hold to a high standard as well. So again, my prayer for you is that you become the best version of yourself. You stop making excuses on why you can't get help, get therapy, get coaching. If you're looking for a coach, you can click the link in my bio up there, schedule a consultation call. Let me be your coach. Coaching. If you're looking for a coach, you can click the link in my bio up there, schedule a consultation call. Let me be your coach. Tell me what you need to maintain where you're at right now. You just need to keep a level head. You were in a dark space and you're not there anymore, so now you want to maintain where you're at. Don't wait till it's completely broke to fix it. Fix it now. Maintain it now. Stay on top of it now. Don't wait, right? So I pray you get the help. I pray you seek the therapy. I pray you seek the coach. Click the link in my bio if you're looking for that. Last thing I'm going to say is that I have a Troubled Waters show that's coming out. My Troubled Waters show is for family. So if your family is struggling, whether it be mother, daughter, sisters, your siblings, whatever it is, family, whatever family is for you. If your family has not talked in a long time, if you guys struggled, you guys need some level of help, get my coaching right now. Click the link in the bio for the Troubled Waters. I'm accepting new clients for that. Troubled Waters has been like a big project for me because I really want to reunite families. I really want to make sure that our families come together because I love my family and I love families, and we can't operate without people. You can't live a life on the island by yourself. What kind of life would that be, right? So being able to have a life of someone that you love, that you adore, that you that you adore, being able to have someone in your life that you love, adore, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brother, your cousins. Me and my cousin can't get along for whatever reason. Come to Troubled Waters. Get the link in the bio, fill out the application, get the coaching you need. Click the link in my bio if you want one-on-one coaching. Get that right now, all right? You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm hopping off now. Bye, guys.